following announcement has been paid for by the New World Order.
Yo, what is up, brother? It's me, it's Chump Hogan, here with a special announcement. I will be the latest addition to Retromania Wrestling. That's right, what are these jobbers gonna do when they have to face off against the likes of me, Chump Hogan? But don't get it twisted, brother. I will not be free. I am a DLC bonus. That's right. You have to pay to be the likes of me. So what you gonna do, brother, when Chump Hogan goes wild on you? Hey, what's up, you guys? This is Los from the Big Retro Show, and ever since I made my video on Retromania Wrestling, I got a lot of interesting feedback, most of it negative, and so I figured I would do a follow-up video, especially because Retromania Wrestling has added some wrestlers to its roster. So let's talk about those. So the first wrestler that I want to get into is Nikita Koloff. I remember watching Nikita Koloff wrestle in the NWA, and he was awesome. He is what I would consider a legendary wrestler. Now, he was famous for tag teaming with his quote-unquote uncle, Ivan Koloff, and they were the Russian terrors of the NWA. Now, aside from that though, he was also an accomplished single wrestler. He had feuds with Magnum TA and with Ric Flair, and he was highly entertaining. Now, this is a kind of wrestler that Retromania Wrestling needs, and I think that this is a welcome addition to that roster. I am very excited for this. The other wrestler that I want to talk about that I'm excited for is Matt Cardona, and he is going by that name because he can't go by his other name in the WWE, which was Zack Ryder. Now, Zack Ryder was an awesome wrestler. I used to love watching him wrestle in the WWE. He had this whole shtick where he was just kind of like this bro guy over at the WWE, and it's a shame that they let him go after all these years. During his time over at the WWE, he did gain some championships, including the Intercontinental Championship and the WWE Tag Team Championship, and which leads me to my next wrestler, and his name is Kurt Hawkins. However, he can't be called Kurt Hawkins in Retromania Wrestling. He has to be called Brian Myers, and that's because of the licensing, guys. He was a tag team champion for Zack Ryder, and together with Zack Ryder, they won the WWE Tag Team Championships. Now, I don't consider Brian Myers as I don't even consider him on the mid card. I think that he is on the lower card. Without Zack Ryder, he's just another wrestler. I remember watching him over in TNA, and I remember watching him and kind of thinking, well, this guy's he's all right. But is he one of these heavyweights? Is he one of these main eventers? Probably not. The other wrestler that they added to the roster goes by the name of Jeff Cobb. Now, I don't know too much about Jeff Cobb. I actually have never seen him wrestle. I know that he wrestles over in New Japan Wrestling as well as Ring of Honor. Now, I've been wanting to check out Ring of Honor, but I just don't get that programming here. And I know that there are several ways to watch it online and whatnot, but I just haven't had time to do it. And so Jeff Cobb I'm not too excited about that just because I don't know who he is. Finally, I want to talk about the DLC wrestler of the bunch. Now, this was recently announced that Chris Bay was added to the roster of Retromania Wrestling. Now, I don't know what to tell you about that other than I won't be purchasing this as DLC. I don't know who he is, and so I can't really get excited about him. I think he's one of these indie wrestlers or whatnot, but then again, I don't know. I just don't know enough about him, so I will not say anything about him. Now, one of the criticisms that I received on the video that I made about Retromania Wrestling not being the sequel to Wrestlefest was that I wasn't giving the game a chance. And I want to go on the record right now by telling you that I am going to purchase this game. I'm going to play this game, and I'm probably going to review the game as well. But I am not going to purchase a pre-order, and I'm not going to purchase it right out the gate. And that's because what they're asking for, I think, is too high. It's $29.99 for the game. Now, I understand that they need the money because they need the support, yada, yada, yada. And I understand that, but there's just too many other games out there that are worth that price tag that I want to play. And quite frankly, I'm going to be waiting for this game to get a deep discount before I buy it. Another criticism that I received on my video was, oh, you just don't know enough about indie wrestlers and indie wrestling. This guy is actually really good, but you don't know anything about that. And that's true. I don't know anything about indie wrestling. But this is the big leagues, guys. They're calling this game a direct sequel to WWF Wrestlefest. And you know, it's not called Indie Fest Wrestling. If I wanted to buy Indie Fest Wrestling, I'd probably buy Indie Fest Wrestling, but it's not calling itself that. It's calling itself the direct sequel to WWF Wrestlefest. Now, when I hear that, I think, is The Rock gonna be in it? Is Stone Cold Steve Austin gonna be in it? You know, is King Kong Bundy gonna be in it? Who's gonna be in it that's worthy of that legendary status? You know, it would be one thing if they had like Mankind and The Rock and all of the great wrestlers from the Attitude Era. You know, give me Scott Hall, give me like Kevin Nash, give me, you know, all of these wrestlers that were, you know, at the heyday of wrestling during the Attitude Era, when the NWO was running wild and when all of these wrestlers were really pushing the envelope. You know, I think that this game lacks that star power to it. Now, don't get me wrong, you know, I know that the developer for this game has a lot of passion for it, and you can totally tell. I think that the game looks really solid. And aside from the roster, I have no issues with it. I really don't. After all, you know, the developer for this game and myself and all of you guys share a common love of WWF Wrestlefest. And you know what? I am going to buy it, I am going to review it, and I'm probably going to reach out to the developer after I finish playing it just to do an interview with them, just to talk about it and to talk about what I liked and what I didn't like about it. Because you see, I haven't even played the game yet, and so I can't really say if it's a good game or not. But I do know that the roster is deficient, and I do know that until it gets a high power roster, a high caliber roster, it can't really call itself the direct sequel to WrestleFest. Until they show up that roster, it'll always, to me at least, be a spiritual successor to WWF Wrestlefest. Now, this is only one opinion, and you know, I'm entitled to that opinion, and then again, so are you. Now, I want to know what your opinion is in the comments of this video. So if you could put your comment down on this video and let me know what you think. Is the roster okay with you? Would you like to see more superstars in there? Are you supporting it just because it's calling itself a sequel to WrestleFest? Let me know in the comments. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for further updates. Until the next one, guys, I will see you on The Big Retro Show.